And there we are.
Are we?
Yes.
I see
Hello,
now.
everyone.
I know why it doesn't tell me right away. It does tell me, but I have my screen too small so I don't see it. It moves over. So now I get it. Oh, well.
Seems to tell me right away.
Yes, but I have my screen small.
You
Get
got a
it?
tiny one.
Right. I shrunk it. Never mind. Good evening, everyone. If there is anybody out there. Is there anybody out there?
Oi, 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 oi.
Give me 1 second, Joe.
I
We're
am
just coming
very,
on for the shit of it.
yeah, just,
The shit of it. Just
just for the
the shit of it.
shikeys.
Wanted to wish Melania a
Oh,
very
yes.
happy birthday. What is it, her 55th?
All right. I'm sure. Happy birthday, First Lady. I
Why
don't
don't
know.
you look
Let
it
me
up
see.
if you're not very sure?
55 years
How do
old.
you not know?
I do, 55.
How did you figure that out just now?
I looked it up quickly in the first
That
article
was
that I
pretty damn
have.
quick, Joe.
It was yeah, I just pew pew pew.
All right, I am
There
done
it
on
is.
my side.
I hope she had a
I
wonderful
forgot I did
birthday.
this one. What is that?
And well, I hope she had a wonderful birthday today.
I'm sure she did. I mean, she's married
Mm-hmm.
to the best person in the whole wide world, except
Yeah.
for my husband.
And and they traveled to Rome.
Did they?
Well, they're in Rome.
Oh, that's right. He went to the funeral
Yeah. Well, not only that, he met with Zelensky too. They met
in
before,
Rome.
yeah, before the funeral, and they said that they're very close to a deal between Russia and Ukraine, and that they've got everything agreed upon. They just have to they have to meet at high levels, is what he said. I guess to seal the deal, but that all of the particulars had been agreed to, especially the one where "stop the killing" is there. So
That's wonderful.
That's Trump's main point of this war is to stop the killing.
I just don't see it. Russia would have taken out Ukraine in 5.3 seconds. This doesn't make any sense, guys. Joe, did you share, honey?
Not yet.
Yeah. And make
Okay.
sure to share the community.
Yes. I'd like to share.
I mean, you talk to nobody when we don't share because we don't have a schedule.
Joe.
I've been asking him for years. Well, a year. It's been about a year. So probably, yeah. I probably have been asking you the full year. Let's get a schedule. Tuesday is game night or it's Saturday night. I don't know. Now I'm all confused again. Don't do this to me, Joe. Don't confuse the poor coward. John's back safely.
That's good.
I know. The planes are just like there was a plane here that crashed in Florida in trees. I
Mm.
didn't read much about it. I think there were three passengers. They all passed because the guy crashed right into a damn tree. What? Like, I mean, I just don't understand what the hell is going on.
Gonna
I
get
don't
started.
get it. My little brain does not understand.
I don't understand it either.
She looks great for 55, doesn't she? Man, I hope I look that good for 50, 55, which isn't, I'm not far behind you, Melania. I'm not that far behind you. I try.
Still fucking hurts.
Darn it, did I close my other one? No, I did not. Yeah, small plane in Florida. Yeah, I didn't get too much
And now,
on it. I thought I would have more information, because I'm getting sick. And then, John's flying. He's gonna go back another 2 weeks. He's going back. And I'm gonna probably go next month. I'll probably go for 2 weeks to New Jersey, Joe. I don't know if I
yeah.
told you that.
Well,
Good evening, Alan.
Live long and prosper, my friend.
Live long and prosper. Let me get this started. Um,
Honey, oh man, you smell like a wet dog, dog. She does. Yeah,
what, Kona?
yeah.
Why don't you tell at least Alan, who is on right now, who the hell you're talking about?
Oh,
Because
my dog
it's
Coda.
it almost sounded like you were saying that I smell like a wet dog,
Well,
which
I'm
doesn't
not
make
next.
sense because you're
y-
nowhere near me.
No, you're 1,600 miles away from me. It's a little bit hard to smell the area there.
There are did did I bring up the Rosie O'Donnell one? She moved to Ireland and they don't want her there either.
No, they told her to leave.
And she's so proud to say, my non-binary child. Are you
Yeah,
fucking, you are, lady, you're out of your fucking goddamn mind. Pardon my French.
yeah. It just
Non-binary. Are
doesn't
you,
make any sense.
one of the first things you'll learn is either you got a wee-wee or you don't.
Yeah,
Non-binary. It's people like you that are good, that make the rest of the world nuts.
it does, man. It makes me crazy. I can't stand your shit.
Well, she might not be Illuminati. That's what I'm thinking, and that's probably why Trump fucks with her a lot. Maybe she's so stupid they didn't even let her into the Illuminati. That's what I'm thinking. Her non but do you know how many of these freaking celebrities have these children that don't know what sex they are? Why is it mostly Hollywood or these politicians like Kamala that have these children that don't know what sex they are? But anybody else in America, at least 99% of them know if they're a woman, know if they're a man, know if they're gay or straight, know if they like to dress in heels and. But children, they're figuring out at 6, 7 years old that sex doesn't matter.
I think it does.
They could cut their boobs off when they're 12 or 13. This is so disturbing. I'm a tomboy. I still am at 48 years. How old am I? 48 years old? Still am. Well, I didn't say I have a good memory. I said I was, but no, no. Nobody's taking these babies from me. Nobody's even suggesting it. And you shouldn't, it's to suggest it to children is the first, first thing we need a law on.
Mhm.
It should not be taught and not should not be suggested. If you're so stupid as a parent to tell your 3-year-old kid because he naturally likes dolls better, so the fuck why I like tools. I still do. You don't push it on them. If the parent is that stupid, fine, but never in a school, never from a teacher,
Yeah.
never from anybody with any kind of authority. None of these judges either. Well, sure, she's 16 and she could get divorced from her parents and go chop off her tits. Why not?
What a great idea.
Why don't you tell us about some of these judges, Joe?
God. Oh, the two judges. Oh, wasn't that funny how they arrested the judge? Well, they were only arrested two. They haven't arrested any more, but supposedly more are coming up. They got Cano, and then they got the judge from Wisconsin. And they got her. They got her. Her mugshot is her in the orange suit crying.
Yeah, I put it up. I just put it up. I had it
That's
from
so
earlier, but
hilarious. I love that picture, man. That was That was funny.
Yeah,
She
I
ain't
should have done
crying now, is
something with
she?
it.
She thought she was above the law. Well, they've been saying nobody is above the law. Hey, guess what, Democrat? Your time is up, sucker. Sorry, man.
Nothing to do with these it's not even just Democrats. These people are foolish. I don't know what the hell. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, like I put it in the community. Cash Patel took a picture of her being arrested, and they're saying, well, there might be legalities to this. No, 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 sweethearts. No, 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 no. We put Trump in office to do a job. He is actually doing that job. We'd like to see some proof. We deserve proof. These people are not following the law. They are not following the Constitution. Neither are the illegals, because they wouldn't be illegal if they did follow the Constitution, right? Meaning they walk in here, say, hey, vet me. I will try my best to become a citizen. Again, this is what we pay for from our taxes, not for them to have due process after coming here illegally, right? They come in, we give them the respect of due process first.
That's how you get the due process as you're leaving. You have to have due process first.
You wouldn't need due process if you're leaving. If you come in and you become a citizen the correct way, then you're naturally born here. Even if you were born in Hong Kong, you are a citizen, you were born here, you're
Became
naturalized. That's what
naturalized.
that meaning, the 14th Amendment means, naturalized. So for
Naturalized.
example, I signed myself out of high school because, as most of you know, I had trouble with the New York Times. Go figure. And I signed myself out of high school when I turned 18, right? But when I went to college, as long as I got my associate, maybe if 1 year of college or my associate's degree, I can't remember exactly which one it was, then it was like as if I had graduated high school. I had never signed myself out. That's the same thing. If they fulfill their oath as a citizen, then they are a citizen, naturalized.
That's right.
There's no other way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Every other way is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
And I have
Because
seen people do it. So they
I don't,
can do it. It's doable.
yeah, of
You
course it
can
is.
do it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
now that Obama is out of the picture,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
did you see that meme I put up about Obama? Before him, there was no Antifa, there was no
Oh,
BLM, there were no Califites, there was no
yes.
fucking
Saw that.
ISIS.
Yep.
And
Nothing.
I
He
was like,
created all
shit,
of it.
I remember those days.
Mm-hmm. Remember when there was not propaganda like there is now all over the freaking
There
TV?
wasn't,
And
right,
he,
and
he allowed it. Mm-hmm.
there
And he
wasn't
gave the
people
internet to
trying to kill
himself.
each other.
He gave the control of our internet to himself because he's ahead of the that one agency that nobody wants to be ahead of anymore. Uh, God.
UN?
Yes.
What do you keep saying the UN has absolutely nothing to do with the internet? Why would you? I mean, I'm
Well,
not
they
going to
have
deny that they
control of it.
had control. Yeah, but not Obama, first of all.
And he's in
Obama's a
charge of
piece
it.
of, he's a rag. He is somebody's duty. Okay. That's how big
Like that.
Obama was. So whoever had control of the internet has nothing to do with the UN or pretty much Obama. Why do you think that is what I want to know? Like, where does that come from? You've said that a few times. It's fine if you want to say that Obama had control of the internet for a while, fine. But what is it? What does it have to do with the UN?
Well, it was in 2014 when they took over the internet. The UN did for ours. That's when he gave it to me. It was on my birthday. That's how I remember.
What do you, I don't understand, took over the
He
internet.
gave control of our internet to the UN. Believe that's what he did.
See, it doesn't make sense
Yep.
because they already had control of the internet. That's the way I see it. But whatever. Okay, all right. I understand what you're saying now, at least, because I
But I
never,
know because that at that point is when they allowed the propaganda all over the fucking place.
he did put propaganda right off the bat. What
Hmm.
is it, baby? You want to say hello? Come here, say hi. You have to come closer. Give me a kiss.
There he
Say
is.
hi.
Hey, Hawkeye.
Say hi.
Only could see his
He's
lower jaw
pausing.
and the lips and the
I
tongue
know.
licking.
High five. No, give me high five. He's so, I don't know what you want. Like, hey.
He's a funny puppy.
Now go lay down. Come on, give mama some time. I asked you before we went on if you wanted to go out, silly puppy. I'm glad that we need proof that these judges are being arrested, and I could care less.
Hmm.
I don't
I
we
like seeing him.
I'm so freaking I can't even talk. I have so much to say. I can't fucking spit it out. Spit it out, damn it. The Democrats are wrong. They need to sit down. They need to stop. They're bitter, pathetic. They don't understand the simplest of things like illegal entry and due process. They're mean. Like they're really just they are sinister. They are the sinister left. I will not call them anything else anymore.
Yep.
I I will never say I'm Republican. Guess why? Because the country is under the republic. It's
And
a
we should not have a two-party system.
constitutional republic. I am not nothing. I am not
I'm American.
Democrat. I'm not even independent. I'm pro MAGA because you're an asshole if you don't want to make America great again.
Right.
You're just a fucking asshole. You don't want to make America great again? Get the fuck out. Get
That's
the
right.
fuck out. Go
That's right.
join Rosie O'Donnell.
That's
And I
right.
hope the fucking Irish do to Rosie O'Donnell what they used to do to a
Yeah.
bag of kittens.
Yeah. There's what?
Fucking
How many countries
loser.
are there in the world? 195.
Go.
We're
Just go
one of
away.
those. So take one away from that, and you
Because
can
you,
take your
obviously
pick.
you don't
Take your
understand our
pick. Pack
freedoms. You
your
don't
bags, and
understand. Bye. You don't understand what people worked for or how our parents got here.
right.
All right, both me and my husband both have immigrant parents.
Yeah.
Both his parents came from Ireland, two different parts of Ireland, and they met
Mhm.
here.
There you go.
They got married here. They,
They probably came here the right way too.
of course they did.
What?
Of course
What?
they did.
Oh my God! Not illegal. See, it's so easy, man.
They
People
did
can
what they
do it.
had to do to become legal in this country. But you
Yeah,
see, after that, it
they
became
worked
much
hard.
harder. It was like
Hmm.
after my mom's generation, John's parents are a little bit older, but that's when it became very difficult. That's when they started the stupid chain migration and lottery. So it's not even actually some of these illegals that are coming in here. It's not even their faults for some of them, except for the chain migration. That's different. Because they have no opportunity to do it the right way. They are sent in circles. It's
Either
very
that or they don't want to. A lot of people just want the to do everything the fast way. Let me get there and do it. Let's go. Come on, let's work. Hurry up. I need to get there. And I don't care if I get there illegal, they'll let me stay, and all that other shit. But no, they should have just did it the right way. Then you would get to
But
stay.
I'm trying to tell you, Joe, that with Obama, they were not able to do, Muslims were able to get in here.
Yeah.
A lot of elite, a
A
lot of
lot of them.
were not allowed to come in here.
Yeah.
But what Trump is getting rid of are mostly the ones that just got in here the last few years.
Yes.
Because most of them during Biden's administration are what? Gang
They're
members.
yes. Well,
Illegal.
they were they were let out of prisons. They were paroled into our country from other countries. And this is why I say stop helping all the other countries, period, because they did that to us. They need a penalty for doing what they did to us. They invaded our country. They put their filth here, gave it to us to clean up. And then
Um,
now you've got our own representatives fighting for that filth to stay here, to hurt us, to destroy us. Why would they do that?
right.
Because they're paid.
Yes. I would say a lot of Hawkeye, can you
I know for a
doing
fact they're paid.
that?
They're
Oh my,
paid to be this filthy minded and nasty. I mean, look what they did to that one girl. The one, in Jeffrey Epstein's island, that one kid girl, Virginia Giuffre, Giuffre. But she was the one that she had to sleep with that prince, and the prince was what's his name? He was the King Charles brother, and Prince Andrew. Remember the young girl in Jeffrey
oh
Epstein?
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my God.
That young
Oh,
girl, she
Jesus.
was like 44 years old, and she died by suicide. How about that?
What do you mean?
But
When?
I think it was today. Yeah,
Look, nobody's out getting these people. So I don't know what that's about. There's no way that anybody's able to kill some girl like that anymore. I really
yeah.
doubt it. I doubt it. But
She was 41 and raised in Florida. Of course, she had that troubled childhood, and she met Ghislaine Maxwell, an associate, and she groomed her, and then they trafficked her to Epstein. Then she later on, after they were done with her, she actually married some other dude and moved to Australia, and they had 3 kids, right? And she was living a
yeah,
life, and she was still speaking out against it, right?
I
Because
remember.
it was, yeah, it was wrong. She was trafficked all over the place by these freaking people. Well, she sent a post. She said it. I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape, or form am I suicidal. I have made this known to my therapist and GP. If something happens to me in this in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me to protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted.
But
Well,
now
they
would be
killed
the
her.
best time for her to come out. It makes no sense.
She
Everybody
was.
else,
She was trying to come out,
no, she's not
and they
dead.
beat the
She's not
fuck her
dead. That
up.
doesn't make sense to me.
And says
Why would
she's
she be
dead.
dead?
They
Why would
said
she have
she
killed herself?
suicided herself. But that was the statement she left on a note.
She's still in Australia?
Yeah, her family is. She has family there.
See,
She has a
I'm
husband
wondering.
and a couple of kids. Saying I don't understand why would a woman that she's been through so much trauma. She was 41. She was away from it all. She had kids and a husband. Nothing else had been said. She hadn't been having any problems, and all of a sudden she kills herself. Doesn't make any sense.
No,
Doesn't make
no,
any sense. Mm-mm.
she came out. There's no reason. Like if she decided to live with it and not try to help people, not try to come out and say things about it, yeah, baby, then I could see her feeling guilty or something. But now is the perfect time to come out with all this shit. Like she has everybody on her side at this moment. Like Trump in office. So either she's in hiding, she's embarrassed, somebody killed her, or she's with Julian Assange. I don't know. Speaking of which, okay,
Hmm.
please with the kissings.
That, yeah, I think they
Oh,
should let
guys,
that guy come back out.
love you, but it's too humid right now. So Alan says, wait their fucking turn to enter legally.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. But unfortunately, our laws changed under Obama so significantly that they were allowing people in and not
Mm,
vetting them. They started it to already, but Biden surely got in millions and millions upon millions. I mean, how many could have come in the last 4 years?
yeah, a
25,
lot.
35.
He's 15, 25 million at least.
And let's say a third of them were bad.
I say more than that was bad.
Do you remember what I used to call them, Joe? These illegals, these MS-13 members? Come on, Joe. Come on. You
You
said it
know,
before that we gave the internet to them.
the infidels,
They're
the
UN
Muslim,
soldiers.
Muslim, oh,
They
that's
no.
soldiers.
What's that have to do with
Oh,
the
the armies, the army, the fighting age.
these the cartels, the MS-13, all these gangs,
Yeah,
they're
yeah, they
hired barbarians. They're UN soldiers. The
mm,
UN were the elitists, the cabal,
hmm,
right? Their
yeah,
headquarters in New York.
yeah, yeah. Trump said they were partying in the street when the towers fell too. Remember?
Trump said he heard them. Yeah. And I know for a fact, Joe, because I happen to have lived there,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
And you got some Muslims that were
I
totally
believe you guys.
ashamed, didn't know what the fuck happened. And you
Mm-hmm.
had others celebrating. You did. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, but that is the truth.
Yeah.
I am not going to lie. But others just were,
See, and I don't see why that
there
is
were
allowed to
Muslims in
live in
the
our
building.
country. Yeah,
There were Jews, there were Muslims, there were Chinese, there was every fucking nationality that there is in New York was probably in that building.
right.
3,000 people.
Why would you party for that?
Well,
Yeah.
because some really do want to take down America. And those are the people we definitely want out. But
Yes, we
there are
do.
Muslims that want to be here because they don't want to live by
Over
the
there.
rules of their country.
Right. I believe
Maybe
that
they
too,
don't like
Carol. I
you know,
believe that. Like
absolutely.
wholehearted. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Who wants Sharia law? Like what's going on in
Mm,
Europe is ridiculous. They'll put up signs saying, "Don't walk your dog over here. This is a Muslim area." No, no, no. It's it's Britain. It's it doesn't matter what if you go to the country to become British, not to bring your Muslim shit there.
right.
It's the same with any fucking religion. You want Buddhism in another country? That's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. There are rules and regulations.
Right.
You
Just
don't just
integrate
bring it
into the
in and
country.
demand that it goes your
Right.
way.
Right. Right.
You don't
Right.
just go off and build a town without all the proper paperwork like they were trying to do in Texas.
Yeah, that was
Epic.
just weird, wasn't it?
Why would they call it epic, guys? Let's get this straight. Epic is an English word.
Mm-hmm.
This is to wake up the people.
Right.
It's to show you what civil law is. Because even in Austin, Texas, they'd be like, nah, I don't think that's right. It would make a lot of people think twice. I don't want to have to like because I go in. I don't want to not be able to go into a neighborhood because I'm not Muslim.
That's just dumb.
That's not how it works.
That's not
In
how
New
it works.
York, in New York, you have you go to Little
Hmm.
China, you're allowed to go in there. I mean, people are racist everywhere.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. But you're
that's
allowed to
true.
go shopping and do what you want. Nobody
Me
says
too.
anything. Helen says, I don't think she's dead. I believe she's in a witness protection. Yeah, yeah. If there's
Yeah,
anything, because
yeah,
if there's anything left, it's going to be Australia's going to be one of the worst. I mean, it's a prison land to begin with,
yeah.
right? The British used it
That was a
as a
prison.
jailing
Yeah, all
force.
the criminals there.
I
But it
also believe
grew.
wait, she was in an accident too, Joe? I also believe the accident she was in a couple of weeks ago was staged.
Yes. There's
That would have been
pictures of,
important to have mentioned too, because that makes it
well, it
way
doesn't
more like
it doesn't really say too much about the accident that she was in, just the pictures of her when she was all beat up. What's in the other article?
so the accident failed. Look, that's exactly why we're having all these airplanes come down. People are still going into uh, because the bad guys are being taken out, but you don't know who all the bad guys are.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Like I said, I fully believe America is 99.9% safe. There might be a couple of screwballs here. Most of them are just libtards. I would have to say most of them are just libtards. But in other countries, now you're telling me, wait, was that girl still in Australia, you said? Or
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, there you go. Because Trump has got a hold on good old USA.
Yeah. And
He
oh,
really does.
what one other question is on everybody's mind.
Bum bum.
Where in the fucking hell is that goddamn client list?
On
Let's
good
see
old
who's the
USA.
fucking pervert, Congress. Pieces of shit. I know some of them are involved, and we deserve to know. Our
We
money
have
funded it.
we know where the US aid went.
Yeah.
It took Elon that much time to figure it out. They were wiped off of this country as soon as they started, as soon as he started. Who is on the list? They know it, Joe.
Mhm.
That's the problem, but the people are not ready to receive it. Forget about MAGA that are still not awake. You got Democrats that are just fully asleep
Yeah.
and some independents. Although I have a feeling a lot of Democrats and independents really moved over to MAGA, but they're still asleep. There's tons of MAGA that are asleep. Because if you have citizens of this country not understanding our Constitution, there is a serious fucking problem.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they did. They did take out civil rights
Mhm.
from school. They put in social studies instead of history, right?
Mhm.
They were planning this the whole time. Helen says they said she had severe kidney damage and only had
Yeah.
4 days to live. I found that hard to believe. Yeah.
Right. It was a suspicious crash, is what they said. It was never ever explained really. Nobody excused it or explained it. And then all of a sudden she just dies after that, and she kills herself after the crash. After
No,
something like that, you're trying to
no.
recover. You're not
But
trying to kill yourself. It's just
you see how,
stupid.
but you see how suspicious it is.
Oh yeah, that's what they're saying. It's all
Why would they
suspicious.
do it? Why
Exactly.
would they make it so suspicious, Joe?
Because she knows who they are, and she's going to out them. She's trying to out them. And
She would
right
have
now,
been,
she's everybody would she would have everybody's ear.
I have a problem with them not killing her the last 41 years.
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly.
What do you mean exactly? You thought about this?
No, why didn't they try sooner? Why did they
Right.
just do it now?
While Trump is, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't
While
make
Trump
sense,
is in
Joe,
office. While
if it
Trump
doesn't
is
make
in office.
sense,
Yeah.
if it doesn't
And
make sense, Joe,
it's probably not true. But it's just the story, and I thought it was kind of interesting. So, so weird.
the Democrats here, the politicians, they're fighting back because they lost all their money.
Hmm. They
Now
lost
that the
everything.
tariffs are going to be, there's a tariff war between China and America.
Their paychecks go. Boo!
Right. That's exactly what's going on. They're not getting
Their money.
their cut. And that's what happened in the Ukraine. We
Hmm.
know. And
Hmm.
I guess the worst one was Dan Crenshaw. He
Fucking traitor.
he was a traitor. He's one
Fucking
of them.
traitor like a motherfucker.
I really liked him. He was so
I did
cute
too.
and
God, I was going,
pirate.
I followed him. Oh my God, did I follow him?
I know I followed him for a while. Then
And
John
then he
Baptist
got
is
up there
like,
and I
I
go,
gotta
and
tell you something, Carolyn. Sit down. You're not gonna like it. I'm like, oh no.
he just
Just
turned, man.
and I'm like, well, maybe he's got a point. And I'm like, the more I read about it, about
He
red
was
flag
like,
laws,
fuck you,
I
dude.
don't really care for guns. I
Yeah,
like knives. I like you're gonna
I
come
don't
at
have
me.
a
I'll
gun.
take my fist and my bat.
I
I'm
don't
not
have
a
a
gun
gun.
fan, but I'm not gonna tell you not to use it because if somebody comes into this house, I will protect myself and my family, even my dog. I will protect my dog. Don't touch my cat either. I will protect them. I will protect my stepson. I will protect my husband, as
Yeah,
I'm sure they would all protect me as well, whichever way possible. If that means going in my kitchen, grabbing a knife, or my bat's sitting right here, then that's what it means. If you have a gun, so be it. You protect you and yours first, always, because people are
okay.
stupid and crazy and mad. So yeah, let's just let the criminals that are so stupid and they just want to kill you for some drugs. Let's let them have the law to come and break into your house. Right, Democrats?
So,
This is the same idea about breaking into the country.
yeah.
The
And
Statue of
break.
Liberty did not tell them to bring your drug users, your MS-13 gang members, people who have killed. That's not what it's about.
No, it's not.
And there's another thing that I mentioned the other day. It's time for those people to start fighting back in their own countries. That means if you have MS-13 members around your neighborhood, it's time to get them, arrested. This is the time because they have no choice, right? I mean, it's scary to do shit like that, but
Mhm. Revoke their citizenship. Get them
I
out.
don't even mean just here. I mean in their country.
Oh,
If there's some shit left in El Salvador, say, let the community fight against it. The, if we can't do this in these tiny little countries, how are we supposed to do it in our ginormous states? Obviously, we tried the socialism, we saw it from a distance, like Venezuela, right? If it doesn't work in a tiny country, it ain't gonna work in a nation of mixed people. You're out of your minds. Come on now.
well, they said, well, America could do it better. We could do socialism better than any other country. Um, no, we can't. No, we can't.
And I've said it a million times, socialism, Nazism, Marxism, Stalinism, Leninism, whatever, they're all the same shit. It's all communism, Nazism, it's all the same crap.
Hmm.
Just a little couple of tweaks.
Yeah. Well, they
You don't
say
even,
we have social programs. Yes, we do have social programs. You are absolutely right. And guess what? Those social programs are actually funded by capitalism. Imagine that. So without
You would,
capitalism, you can't have the social programs.
well,
Boom, goes like that.
a lot of programs are coming from our tax dollars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're funded by
Yeah, but
capitalism.
it's stolen
How do you
tax
make money?
dollars. It's
How do you make
stolen
money?
tax dollars. It's not.
Yeah, true,
I
true.
agree. It was cute how you said that, but let's not forget that we,
Make it
you know,
gross.
work 20 to 40, 50 years of our lives on 30% of the money that we're supposed to be making
Right.
because they take 70%.
Yeah.
They like to go and throw this at transvestites in Pakistan. But let's not forget when they give 60 million to Pakistan for that transvestite study, that they only get 2 million and 58 is divided to the committee that thought of this crap. Oh, I just figured out a way how to money launder again. Are you in on it?
Hey,
Come
yeah, let's do it,
on.
man.
No, this is the
Yeah.
I have been seeing since day one they are mafioso. It's a giant family of morons.
Yeah.
And the
Same shit,
Democrats
different
really,
label.
Democrats,
Oh, so,
stop with the politics. You don't understand politics. All you understand is what I want, what I want, what I want. You
but you
don't
know what?
understand
You know
politics.
what? They keep
Stop it.
saying that it's they're not politics. We're trying. It's not about politics. But you know what? Everything
It
about
is.
those people is about politics.
It is. It
Everything.
is. And they don't seem to
Everything.
understand that politics is actually policy.
Yes.
Okay. There is no wrong. When our policy, guess what? Is what? Our Constitution.
Yes.
There is no,
Yes.
it always has to go back to the foundation of the Constitution. Now, I know there's like these people tiffing about the 14th and the Fifth Amendment, but listen, if you don't understand what the 14th and Fifth Amendment are about, then you deserve to be out of this country too. Because you're making people stay on fake fake reasons. They're fake. Because the Fifth and 14th Amendment is for citizens of the United States.
No, the whole freaking Constitution was written for the citizens of the United States, not for
By
any other
and
country.
for. Right.
By right.
And the preamble is what tells us that. And I said that the other day.
Yes.
Preamble that makes it because the preamble is law, meaning the contract inside the preamble is all law. And the
Yeah.
preamble states it's for the citizens. That's all we need to know. And I'm
That's it.
sorry because we have some really good um Congress people that don't even seem to know this or are hiding it or just are staying away from the subject altogether.
Yeah.
That's not pretty cool. Not in my book. Get it out. It's for the citizens, by the citizens.
All right.
So Trump wore blue.
You did. To the funeral, they were all up in arms that he wore a blue suit with a blue tie to the funeral when everybody else was in black. Sometimes I wonder if he's just doing it to piss them off. But I'll tell you, I've been to I don't know how many funerals. And you know what? You know what the most important part about going to a funeral is? Attending.
Yeah,
Just attending.
yeah.
Doesn't matter how you fucking dress. It just matters if you attend. Because that's what it is. It's a celebration of life. That's the way we look at it. Celebration
Okay,
of
so
the
you actually believe the Pope died.
yeah.
You actually believe that was the Pope.
I think it was either the Pope or it was a symbol of a Pope, but I don't think he was definitely not a good one. Was not a good to me. He was not a good man because he kept calling for the destruction of America, and I didn't like that.
He believed in transvestism and gays getting married, and that's just I have nothing
And
against like
and
all this
bringing
shit, but
and bringing the Muslims into the Rome.
the fact is it goes against Catholicism.
Yes, everything.
He
Everything he
was not
did
that
was
was
about.
not the Pope. How do you not know this, Joe? Helen showed you a picture the other day. It's in the community. Didn't you put
Yeah.
it in the community, Mama Helen? Oh my
Oh, she put
God.
it.
It's not the real Pope. It was an actor. The I think I don't know if I showed it, Helen, the other
Hmm.
picture that you have. Now, when the Pope actually went to visit Trump in 2017, he was probably the real deal. If you look at Melania and you look at Ivanka, Ivanka, Ivana, I always do that. They were both wearing black, as if they and head coverings. It looked, yeah, they both had head coverings on, right, Mama? Which means what? What do you wear
Funeral.
black for?
Funeral. The
The
funeral.
funeral. The funeral
Mhm.
happened way back then. The They didn't let this fucking guy live. The blue, I guarantee, because the money, the septillions that were under
She
the
said he was an
Vatican.
actor for 7 years.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, we've seen holograms too. We've seen the Pope turn around and disappear. You're really out of touch, Joe. I don't understand how you not under not know all these conspiracies, but see, he's my average Joe, guys.
So
If Joe has a
some of the
problem with this, and a
conspiracies
lot
are
of people,
hard to swallow. Let me just say that.
then
You
you did
know,
not look
I
at
watch
the
them, I look at them, and I just think to myself, my God, this is just terrible. And they're hard for me to swallow. I mean, it's like, especially the thing with the Catholic religion. I mean, my God, it's like I can't see my mom in the light that everybody else would see a Catholic person. I just don't. And so it's hard for me to take some of the conspiracies. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I see what you're saying. I've seen it all, and I know it, and I do, but a lot of it is still hard for me to swallow. I mean, come on.
there was a tunnel from Israel to the
Mhm.
Vatican. We've been there for years. Why would you assume that the Pope was? I just
Just
you're just the average. This is very upsetting, guys, because there are plenty of us out there that are awake, totally awake. I've been talking to Joe. Joe knows this shit for 7 years now, and he's still. It's not that he has a problem believing in it, but how does he not know it? What is not sinking into your guys' heads? How can I help? There was literally septillions worth of gold and artifacts underneath that tunnel. Dana told you that Charlie Ward was in charge of it, getting that shit out of the tunnel. It's most what happened to Fort Knox too? What happened to Fort Knox? Weren't we supposed to go in there? Because
yeah,
I guarantee a lot of it was over there in Israel.
yeah. How come we ain't never heard anything about that yet? How come Trump hasn't said something about that? That's what gets me. See things like that. He sits there and says we're going into Fort Knox, but yet here we are, over a month later after he says that, and they still haven't gone in.
That's Elon, right? It's not. It's Elon.
That said we were going into Fort Knox.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's Elon's job.
To see if it's still there. Yeah. Hmm. I just think it's odd.
Why would he wear a blue suit? He always seems to wear a blue suit. What's odd is that Vance died right after him, huh? Sorry,
But
Vance went over and then the Pope died right after he
yeah,
visited.
they were saying who can Vance visit next?
Yeah.
In other words, who can we get rid of next?
Vance is, I'm sorry, he's no good.
Yeah,
He's
I
no
just
good.
I know I just don't trust the guys. There's something fishy,
I
fishy.
that's what I really believe was a test on America, on the citizens, on MAGA, seeing who would actually watch that stupid movie. I mean, It's propaganda to begin with, guys. That's not what politics is about. I it's become such a show. We don't give a shit about his life. He is where he is. You don't spend $5 a month or $10 a month or whatever it was to watch one damn Netflix show. That was Trump putting you to the test. And guess what? Like 90% of you lost. You failed the test.
Right.
That was to show, I'm telling you, there ain't no way that's what Trump wants to have. A VP come in, have written a book, and to sell it right away, and to put it on Netflix and make it a
Yeah.
movie and have people
Right.
play this. Are you fucking for
That's
real?
what freaks me out. That's what freaks me out
It
too.
has nothing to freak you out. It's fake.
It is
And the
fake.
fucking, I'm sorry to say, mega morons fell for it. They fell for it, just like they fell for Pence.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Like
never
Pence is making
trusted
me.
Pence from the very
No, I never
get-go.
felt right about that. I was like, who the fuck? And then when I
Never.
found out who Pence was, and
Mhm.
then what he did, and they did, and he gave you the clue, right? Mama Helen even told us they took out the P and added the V, right? Or took
Went
out
to
the
Vance.
PE and changed it to VA,
Right.
right? And
Isn't
that
that odd?
was people.
Pence to Vance.
And Vance, according to
Hmm.
Mama Helen and a few other people, has changed his name
Few
at
times.
least 3 times.
Right. Why?
That's what de Blasio did. That's what the families do. 13 families,
Well,
like
he
the
did
ones
grow up wealthy.
they're part of the Windsors, but you don't know it because they changed their name to, Skips a
Mhm.
Foot.
Schizoid.
I don't,
I like
whatever.
that one. That was a good one.
Thanks. But I don't know where that came from, but thanks. Um, and what's this about Zelensky? And then I think we'll get, unless people want to play games. There's people watching. I don't know who wants to play it. It's kind of late. Maybe we'll save it for Tuesday. He's been an actor for the
Zelensky.
last 7 years, mourning
I
in the
think we already
funeral that,
talked.
yeah,
I
there's no,
think we already talked about him. Zelensky and them get coming to a deal.
oh yeah, probably when I was
Yeah.
sharing. I'm sorry,
No, I
Renee.
wanted to tell you about the a representative down there in Florida. You have a Democrat representative. Remember the lady with the cowboy hat? She has resurfaced. Frederica Wilson always wore the cowboy hat. The black lady, representative, Democrat,
Uh,
Florida. Okay. Well, she's calling for
why would I care?
uprisings in the street. Uh,
Uprisings.
mhm. Uprisings in the streets of the United States until President Donald Trump stops his agenda of increased interior immigration enforcement. You stop it now.
Tip her hat. All right. So why are the Democrats the party of progression when all they seem to know how to do is riot?
And lie. They
How is
do. They're
right?
good at rioting and lying. They lie, and they don't even. You know what? Go ask those people rioting
Throwing
what they're really,
rocks?
why they really hate, why they really hate what they're protesting. Ask them. They don't know.
They don't know.
They have
They really
no
don't
idea
know
what.
what they're protesting for.
Some of them don't really hate it.
It's like TDS is real, but you got to understand Trump is taking the grunt of it. But
Yes.
that TDS, it's it's overriding their,
Normal brain functions.
well, actually, yeah, it's overriding the
It
MK
is.
Ultra. It's overriding the years and years of it's trying to,
Yeah.
or at least Trump and the administration are trying to override the indoctrination that has that is evident, right?
Mhm.
I This is a very magical time, my friends. It's not just what we know on this earth, it's beyond earthly what's going on. I mean, many of you will say that Trump is a godsend, and I couldn't agree more.
Hmm.
But I really think it's been a plan for a long time, and Trump was the best actor of all time too. But let it be known that something is happening to the stars, to the world, to our brains, even.
Yeah.
And as long as you know that and you're aware, then you're ahead of the game. Democrats don't want to seem to learn, they don't want to expand their minds. I have a hard time with telling any kind of conspiracy to a Democrat. It's very difficult. They just shut it off. And even some libtardal magas out there. There are libtard magas out there. They love Trump for one reason or another, but they're still libtardal.
Yes.
God,
Not
they're not
everybody
waking up.
is fully MAGA. They're just jumping on now because they're actually seeing their party as a little
Well,
crazy.
no, but that's what
Should we
we
say?
need to happen.
Yes, but they're not fully on board yet because they haven't been through the door, shall we say? I mean, you guys took me
Again,
through the fucking doors.
that's
You
why I
not
think
just one.
that's why I think all these little weird things are happening
Yeah.
because we're trying to wake up the country.
Well,
All
I
right.
say fuck that. Fuck trying to wake up everybody anymore. Just fucking let it
No,
flow.
you can't do that. You
Fuck
can't
that
do that.
shit. I'm tired of
I
being
had this
nuts.
conversation with Helen too. You just can't do that.
I think we should. I just think we should because I mean, it's I would call it pain and misery for those of us who already
No,
know.
I call it heart attacks. Joe, people will die. You don't seem to get it. You've been
Think?
introduced to this shit for years already. Now, even though it's not sitting in
You
that
really think
average
they would
Joe
die?
brain, yes.
Hmm.
What happened to with World of Worlds? People were nuts from a fucking Orwell show.
Yeah, from a radio station. Yeah, a
And
radio show.
a
Yeah.
handful killed themselves. Now imagine somebody worship. I don't know how this happens, but I do have a person in my family who shall name, I won't name, remain nameless, right? Loves Madonna. Loves that, went to every freaking concert they possibly could. Traveled half the way around this country to see Madonna every time. To find out that she was, eating little children. Sex and stuff with guys and her fucking slutness, that's another thing. But to find out that she has black children for a reason, a sadistic
Hmm.
reason, that she partook on adrenochrome, that might give somebody a heart attack, yeah. And unfortunately, nobody's willing to take that chance to kill an average person that just believes differently or that is MK Ultra. That's another thing. These people are indoctrinated for decades. You can't just turn that switch off. You can't. It will hurt way too much. And think of what might happen to the country if you did that. If even 20% didn't show up to work or decided to just, or 20% went nuts, or, what might happen to the country then?
Hmm.
You're not thinking like it's huge. This is huge. This is huge. Like I have I think it's very difficult to talk to very religious people about aliens, right? And I actually use this example with Mama Helen because she's pretty religious. And I said, well, what if an alien came and knocked on your door? You still be scared shit, especially since you don't believe in them either,
Yeah.
right? People don't believe that this shit is happening with little children. They don't believe the sex trafficking. You can't just shove it in their faces. It's got to be little by little, unfortunately. And you can say, well, I don't care about those people, but what if it's your brother or sister? Because it is, Joe. It is. It's your mother, your mother-in-law, right? It's your brothers, right? Sisters. Let's see. People refuse to believe in clones. They say we're nuts. Yeah. Yeah. People awake don't believe in clones either. I don't understand why. I mean, it's been proven that clones existed since World War II. They were cloning animals. They just perfected it when the sheep came out. And it wasn't Dolly. They did it in Britain first. England had clones first of a sheep. Why did they use a sheep? Maybe they needed wool. I don't know. Simple? I don't know. But they did people. And all you have to do is Google it. Why would they lie? Why would they lie that there's cloning facilities worldwide? And I have mega friends that are awake that don't believe in the cloning.
When I do believe in the cloning, however, there's certain problems with the cloning of a human because if you, no matter how you clone and how perfect it is, it's still not going to have the same experiences as the original. It doesn't seem it would be able to.
I did not know that you knew about cloning that well.
Hmm.
How do you know it's not a computer chip?
I don't.
Right.
I don't know.
They taught Obama how to speak for 10 years
Yeah,
before he was president. These
I
people
believe
have
that.
all but time. They will come up with it. They have. Plum Island, they created disease ticks. We did not have Lyme disease back way when. They created it. They thought it would be worse. But ask anybody that has Lyme disease, it's no fucking fun either.
No,
But
it's
they were
not.
doing it to hurt our soldiers, just like Agent Orange. Who better to use than people under your own employment that have to listen to what you say, that can't disobey orders? That's how bad it was. And you think some of our military didn't know that? These people that have been in 20, 30 years, you think that they didn't know what the fuck was going on and that Trump wasn't aware of this earlier? Then some of you might need to wake up too. Because I am positive now that Trump has known for over 25 years at least. I have no doubt in my mind. And that Junior is most likely alive. I don't know where he is, but he is. Princess Di, a few others went into hiding. And read a good mafia book. People go into witness protection for 60 years. It's not unheard
They
of.
do. Yep.
So
I'm
what's
a
20
couple.
something years? Nothing. It's better to be alive with your loved ones on an island somewhere or in a city in disguise than be dead or hunted your whole life, right? Now Trump is doing the hunting. We are doing the hunting. And no Democrat is going to stop us from getting these illegals out of here because
That's right.
99% of them are fucking pure evil.
That's right. Get rid of them. We don't need them. They're
All
not
right.
productive to our country, especially all the ones that we were giving money to. They're not productive. What did they do?
Stop.
They took our
Stop.
money and didn't do nothing.
Stop the money shit.
Get rid of them.
Joe,
That's all I say.
the money was what told is what told Holman where the fuck they were. And I guarantee we spent less doing it that way than what could have really happened with Biden. And people are like, I see a lot of people writing about money, our money being used in other countries. No, guys, it wasn't for the people.
It's for the politicians.
It was for the politicians. It was for the corrupt. It was
Yeah,
for the
that
elitists.
I
It was
know.
for the cabal.
Yes,
Whatever the
that
hell you want to call it, it was for them.
they
Remember,
said it was for
one
the
for
people.
you, one, two for me.
One more for you, seven for me, one for
Right.
you, 14 for
That's
me.
exactly what they did in every
Hmm.
single country. And yes, America was probably abused the most because we made the most money,
Right.
right? We had Twin Towers. That was money central. The Wall Street is the money central of the world. The rich gambling. That's all that stock is, by the way. I've always said I own stock, but it's still the
Gambling.
rich gambling,
It
the
is.
gambling for the
It
rich.
is. That's exactly what it is.
That's all it's been. And having fun. And the wars, our boys going off to war for them. It's always been for them. Okay. I am done. I am talked out. I don't think I talked about Cash, right? Like I like
Yeah.
Cash's picture. Don't stop the pictures, Cash. Don't stop 'em, my sweetheart. We want to see all that you arrest and more.
Hell yeah.
We are waiting for the hangings and stuff.
Mhm. It's so nice to see the rest, though. It is for the things that these people are doing, but there's still other people that need to be arrested too. So let's get on it.
Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Oh, wait, I didn't tell. Haven't you seen these people malfunction? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Have you, Joe?
Yes. What's her name's I? Katy Perry's I.
It
Um,
was Wendy. Oh, the black woman. What the hell was her name? Oh my God. She
Wendy Williams.
collapsed. I think that's it. Wendy Williams, is it? She
Yeah.
collapsed during one of her last shows or one of her later shows. Not that she was on too long. And got, after the commercial, she was able to start right back up and said, "Oh, they said I got hot and I fainted." But like
Mm.
2 minutes later, you're able to continue your show. To find out that about a couple of years back, they put her in a home. She went
That's right.
totally,
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
bonkers.
I had heard
Like
that.
to the they that she can't watch herself. They're afraid that she might hurt herself. She can't be alone. That's how bad she is.
Right.
And I wonder if it did not compute, Trump
Yeah.
won. It did not compute. I don't know. So
That's
yeah,
sad.
there's been basketball players. I've seen a couple of pop stars. And they're all very similar guys when they break down. It's very, very similar. They
Yeah.
kind of stare and their mouths agape a little bit. That's how they break. Those are right, Mama? I'm pretty sure those are all the clones. What the
Yeah.
hell else could they be? Unless they're computers robots that well done. I don't think so because they've been around for a long time. I don't know. All right, I think we're done here. Anything else?
I do not have anything
Well,
else
you talk.
for your ears, my friends.
I'm really surprised you talked that much.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of jokes about the I was gonna tell a bunch of jokes about the unemployed.
Hmm.
Sadly, none of them worked.
They
I
didn't.
won't go there too.
They
Joe always
don't.
finds it amusing.
None of them worked. Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everyone. We love you. Take
Mhm.
care.
Have a
Mega, mega
nice
kiss
evening.
and a mega, mega bye and a mega,
Get
mega.
some sleep.
Tuesday we'll play games, right? Right, Joe? Tuesday evening?
Sure.
It's about 6 Eastern, 6 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern. Or
Sounds
did we
good.
say 8?